A lot of people just don't know where to start. It's very overwhelming. They have a lot of stuff in their homes and it just freaks them out. I'm a professional organiser, and basically that means I get paid for organising people's homes. I guess it's quite a new industry. I think people are still learning about it. With the hoarders programs and things on TV, that's the kind of thing I do, but I haven't yet come across a space like that that I haven't been able to tackle. It might be a DIY plan where I talk through all the ideas about what they can do to make their house more enjoyable, or I come in and I do it with them, and that's hands-on, and so we just go for it. We go into the house and sort through stuff, come up with systems that work for the family and for the room so that they can maintain the stuff that they have in their lives. We donate a lot of items and pass on a lot of items to other people or return stuff. It makes a real difference to people's homes. Working with a professional organiser, it can be quite a therapeutic process as well. It's just teaching those people that it's okay to let things go and you don't have to hold on to everything. I would never tell a client to throw something out. We may get to that as we work through the process, but it is about them having a goal for their house and figuring out how they want it to look and feel. So we have a process we work through and decisions are made to get to that goal. These days it's so easy to buy stuff and replace items that you've got in your life. It's so easy to update linen or towels or furniture. It's so easy to update anything in your house because it's cheap, cheaper than it was. I grew up in Blenheim. We didn't have a huge amount of anything excess. I think I had the same curtains and the same duvet or bedspread on my bed growing up the whole time. I shared a room with my sister. And you always had a great Kiwi upbringing. I think for me, I've always been an organised person and I love it. I really love what I do. I'm passionate about it. You don't need to fill a gap. Just because there's a space there doesn't mean you need to fill it. You don't have to spend money on fancy organising items and fancy storage solutions. You can just make do with what you've got a lot of the time. And that's what I find with clients too, that we might be able to reuse a bookshelf or some containers or in trays or anything like that. We can generally reuse things so people don't have to spend money to be organised. When people have too much stuff in their house, they can often lose track of what they've got. You can't find something, you waste time and energy trying to find that item, only to then go out and buy it again because you can't find the first one. Kitchens are a great place that can be cluttered, especially with the ease of going to a store that's having sales every weekend. You can end up filling your cupboards with all these appliances and things that you don't need or you don't use. And every time you want to use something, you have to pull everything out of the cupboard to find it and then put everything back in again. So it's figuring out how a space like a kitchen works for you and your family and having your kitchen set up in a way that it's easy to access the things you use every day. I've had clients where we'll go and sort out a pantry, we open it up, we start taking things out because it's too full, and we end up with rubbish bags full of expired food. It becomes stressful as well if you're trying to think of items to use for meals and you go in there, you can't see what you've got. When you decide to use something you've got in there, it's expired. You know, it's a waste of money. So it's really a good idea to have your fridge organised and your pantry organised. It can make your head feel better when you're trying to think of meals and you can save money in the long run. You can avoid going overboard by making sure you have a good shopping list. You know what you need when you go to the supermarket. Perhaps splurge on getting your groceries delivered. I don't buy all the impulse items. I don't buy items I don't need, and it saves you time and money. My kids make a big mess and I'm okay with that because everything goes back to where it lives, and the kids are great at putting things away. It's easy to keep kids organised if they've got storage that's easily accessible for them and it's age appropriate. We seem to just have this philosophy that it's okay to store all your stuff in the garage. It's the Kiwi way. It's a really common place for clutter. Garages are full of stuff we don't know what to do with, while we have a $10,000 or $20,000, $30,000 car out on the road being weathered. I'm a bit of a bargain hunter and I always have been, and I love upcycling. It's kind of my creative outlet. So I have done a few things around the home where I've found a piece of furniture and I've given it a new lease on life. I have a fun TV unit that was a $30 old sideboard from a second-hand store, and my husband helped sand it down and we painted it white, and now it's our TV unit. It's exactly what I wanted, but I wasn't going to pay $400 to get that, so we managed to do it for about $40. Darren and I have worked with a financial advisor, and that's one thing we wanted to spend money on, to think about how we want to get ahead in life. So we probably spend more money now on our mortgage than anything else. We like to spend money on our kids. You know, I really want to be able to give them a life that they enjoy and they have fun experiences and adventures. So that's a trade-off. It's spending money on the stuff and having a house full of items that perhaps you don't always need, or having, you know, an enjoyable time and just having money that you can put towards other fun things.